We're making a skateboard today, damn it.
So we have to go shred this thing.
Oh my God, there's so many people at the skate park. I'm gonna try a kickflip. Oh yeah! A shredder, a freaking gap smasher, a gnarly pounder, a pipe grinder. Wait, what the hell are we making? We're making a skateboard. But here's the catch. I'm not just gonna hang it up on the wall to look pretty. Shredders were meant to be shred upon. And I'm not just gonna make some bullshit downhill flat longboard. I want a skill on this thing. I want to trick off on my board. Yep. We're gonna use these live edge pieces of Sahagnia wood that I have left over from this table. How long is a skateboard? Okay, 32 inches. 29 will have to do. So the challenge, can we drop in, hit a grind, and do a kickflip on the world's most beautiful skateboard? So the first thing we have to do is address some serious issues with our pieces of Sahagnia wood. These bad boys were sitting in the shop collecting dust for months, years, I don't even know. But right now they're warped, they're not the right thickness for our skateboard, and the wood surface has been oxidizing, so it's really dull. But this jointer helps to address all three of those issues. Now once we have those issues addressed, we need to make a mold because we're gonna be pouring resin around these live edge slabs. All right, I need to put together my wall. Whoa, my walls. This. Okay, does that look like the size of a skateboard? I guess. And I've covered these 2x4s with a quick release resin tape from Bidwell Iron. So the way I like to do it is put the screw through to where it's just poking out the other side. Maybe like 1/8 of an inch on the other side. And then you got this little spike that you can perfectly align things with and like kind of poke it in there. So now it's not gonna jump on you. Perfectly flush. Bang! And there is a skateboard. Technically. Now that we have the perimeter of the mold, we can figure out what orientation we want those live edge slabs to go in this thing. Then we simply trace the outline of the mold onto the slabs and cut away on those lines so that the slabs are gonna fit back into the mold in the orientation that we originally laid out. Now when I'm doing resin pours, here's a sneaky little trick that I like to do, especially for this one because durability is gonna be paramount. I actually drill holes into the live edges of these slabs so that resin, when I pour it in there, is going to seep into those holes and act as a resin dowel. Once the slabs are prepared, I'm going to line the entire mold with this quick release resin tape from Bidwell Iron. That way I can pop everything out once it's all dry. Yes, there's enough. Cool. Gotta screw this thing down. That looks kind of like a skateboard. Smaller, maybe a little wider, but skateboard-like. Everything in here is pretty tight, but pretty tight really just doesn't cut it for deep pour epoxy. I mean, the stuff's basically water, right? That's how thin it is. And it takes, 12 to 16 hours to where it won't run anymore. And it's gonna find all the little holes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run a bead of caulk around the inside and the outside on all the seams. That will completely seal this. And if we've done our job correctly and we've prepared those live edge slabs to fit perfectly into that mold earlier, they're just gonna slip right in the exact orientation we want them. Oh yeah. Before we get that money shot of the resin getting poured into this mold, we have to make sure the live edge slabs don't float away. Because the live edge slabs are wood, wood likes floating on liquids, resin is a liquid. So I put these blocks down and then I put these little cross beams that I weight significantly so nothing shifts once we start pouring resin into this thing. All right, about that money shot. We're gonna pour the epoxy now. I'm always gonna go with Total Boat epoxy. They're a friend of the channel's and they actually sent me this resin for free. Well, technically they sent me the resin for free to make a table out of, but I had a little bit extra I could use for my shredder. Now, when you make things out of epoxy, you want to choose the epoxy that gives you the fewest issues, that has the least amount of times when it goes south. Because when epoxy goes south, it's super expensive, it ruins the entire project. I've never had an issue with Total Boat epoxy, so I use it every time. We use a blowtorch to pop those bubbles, we let it cure for 3 or 4 days, and we come back to see how our pour went. Okay! Oh, that's on there. Ow. Okay. Whatever. That didn't work. Oh, that hurt. Ow. That's sharp as hell. Ow. Good grief, that hurt. I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. All right. We've stopped the bleeding. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a freaking shredder right there, baby. Yeah, she'll trick. So here we have our skateboard, and I wouldn't blame you for thinking, dude, that kind of looks like dog breath. Trust me, I've been doing this a long time, and I know it's in there. We just gotta get to it. It's kind of like if you were gonna do an archaeological dig, there's gonna be some stuff on the woolly mammoth, but if you keep getting your toothbrush and flicking away rocks, eventually you will unearth the woolly mammoth. In this, we have our woolly mammoth. And that tool right there is our toothbrush. I don't know if you can see it. That's a drum sander. Let's go. A drum sander's purpose is to methodically sand off layers of your piece. So originally when you throw it through there, it's only gonna touch just parts here and there. Then you drop that drum just a little bit and it will take off a little bit more. You keep dropping the drum until finally you sand it to the layer that you're happy with. As well, when you get it to that planar form and it's really smooth, you can throw it on other tools like this circular saw so we can get all 4 of those edges to be factory sharp. Look at this beautiful woolly mammoth. I told you it was in here. And we excavated it using our toothbrush. We are officially exiting my comfort zone, which is where you grow, but I need to now make this into a skateboard. The reason this is tough is because I want the ends to flip up, the nose to kind of curve up, and the tail to curve up. The reason you have that is so your foot has some purchase on something so you can ollie and flip it, which is what we're setting out to do. The way you typically curve those ends up is you would have a bunch of layers laminated and then you have a press that smushes it into the right form, and the press would have the form so it would, you know, curve. But that is not gonna curve. So we're gonna try to probably cut it and then angle the cuts and then kind of wrap it up. But we're working with a smaller board because that's the wood that I have. So we're gonna be working with tighter margins. I'm gonna get out the wheels and see what's going on here. That looks kind of sick. Do they both go the same direction? That feels right. Quick research here. So here's the thing. According to the top hit on Google, my board is supposed to be 32 inches long, but I really wanted to use these pieces of wood, and they're only 29 inches long. So we're gonna have to fudge the numbers a little bit, which means I've gotta adjust where the wheels are gonna go. On top of that, it's a pretty bold move to set out to make the world's nicest skateboard while literally using the cheapest wheels and trucks I could possibly find on Amazon. But really, how important could those actually be to the performance of a skateboard? But after some calculations, I've come to the conclusion that the trucks need to be like 7 inches from the center line, which means I've got like 4.5 inches to make a few cuts here and there for the upturned nose and tail. Okay, that all looks great. So what we're gonna do is we are going to cut the board. Yikes. It's time though, we gotta do it. We gotta go. Now technically speaking, we're making something called a waterfall joint here. The purpose of this joint is to make it look like the wood grain, the wood shape, and especially the shape of that river is staying continuous over a bend. We first make a series of vertical cuts to establish where the joint's gonna be, then we're going to rotate that blade just slightly at an angle, then we're gonna come back in and we're gonna hit those pieces with the angle of the blade that we just set. When you connect those freshly cut faces that are all at that little angle, that's where the magic of the bend happens. Does that look about right? It is what it is, I suppose. Okay, how are we gonna glue this? I've got an idea. The purpose of the tape here is to almost act like a hinge for those pieces of wood to bend around. It's also crucial to make sure that you label all of those individual pieces, because when you're putting them back together, they have to line up or else the shape of the grain, the river, and the wood's not gonna make sense. Okay, I'm gonna put resin where the resin is, because I don't think wood glue will do much in there. Then I'll put wood glue everywhere else. And I don't think it's a bad thing if the resin gets where the wood is. Okay, wasted a lot of resin on that. And the wood glue. I might have put a lot in here. We'll let the historians decide that later. Then, we will then use these guys, these ratchet straps here, and we will pull them. Okay, hang tight there for a second, little buddy. Good grief, that's a lot of glue that I used. So that tape on the other side is what's preventing this from collapsing. Okay, I don't want to do it too tight. Seems to look pretty good on the other side. Okay. Feels like there might be some gaps on the other side. I'm pretty happy with this though. All right, it's the next day. Let's see how, oh, interesting. Let's see how this turned out. All right. Honestly, that looks pretty good. Looks can be deceiving though, because we need it to shred pretty good. It's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. And we have a skateboard. That's badass. Absolutely no way a kickflip is happening on this board. I mean, maybe. I feel like the nose and the tail are gonna be the first to go. But it feels pretty good. Okay.
Hey, Chief, is that wood supposed to be moving like that?
Now we're gonna get at this thing with a disc sander. It's pretty aggressive, kind of like a belt sander, but it's a lot more nimble than that. So we can do some fine shaping while still plowing through that dried up wood glue and that resin. This guy is just another specialized toothbrush. He can move through a lot of dirt, but if you're careful, it shouldn't chew up too much of the mammoth. Right now, the corners are pretty squared off, and I want to shape this thing to look kind of like a retro-ass looking rocket ship skateboard, so I got to bring it to the table saw where we can make that happen. Once we got the shape nailed down, we're going to come back with a random orbital sander, and we're going to make sure that this thing is super smooth. It's much less aggressive than that disc sander, and its purpose is to get it ready for finishing. Okay, those are my marks. Let's go find a drill bit. Does that look like it's pretty good? Oh, that looks like it's really good. Okay, great. So So we've got this type of screw that has this, I don't know, inverted cone shape. But right now, if we tried to put it in, it would sit, like you can feel that. So we have to drill out a little inverted cone shape here. There is a specific drill bit to do that. I don't have it, so I'm just gonna use that because it kind of looks like the right shape. That looks pretty good. But you gotta be gentle because there's no stop. You gotta feel it. Can your boy feel it? Not great. Not great. Ah, stop. I think that's okay, but damn. Get the hell in there. It'll go. That'll go. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Are there instructions in this thing or no? Oh, geez. What do these do? I'm gonna put one on each side. Oh, that doesn't spin too well. Something tells me that should be spinning a lot faster. Okay, whatever. We'll just go to the next one. It could be that I bought $20 trucks. That could be it. It's now time to put a finish on this thing, and I really don't want to half-ass it. Originally, I'm thinking, maybe I want to put a mineral oil on it just to get the job done, but then, nah, we gotta go all out. We gotta use Rubio Monocoat. If you know this channel, you know that I am a disciple of Rubio Monocoat. This stuff leaves the wood and the color and the grain absolutely spectacular. I mean, just check out how electric blue that resin is. Something that's really good for tabletops and other pieces of art is how porcelain smooth it leaves the surface. After I thought about it more, that's not a good thing for the top of a skateboard. Alright, this bad boy is now done, and it's absolutely beautiful. But if we were only going for beauty, this would have been a video about making wall art. So we have to go shred this thing. As in, like, we gotta go take it somewhere to test it out. We're not gonna throw it in a wood chipper or something. This could go poorly. Oh my God, there's so many people at the skate park. What the hell? Oh no, oh no, oh no, there's so many people. Oh shit. Mom's calling. Hey Mom, I'm with Ryan right now at the skate park. We're gonna shoot a skateboard video. Alright, that sounds good. You have a good one. Alright. I'm trying to catch air, not skin cancer. Before we shred this shredder, let's just take a moment to appreciate the rich and regal nature of that Sahanio wood, the electric blue resin from Total Boat, the beautiful finish from Rubio Monocoat. It all works so perfectly together. Now let's freaking rip it. Alright. Oh my God. There's literally no hope. I need to tighten the freaking trucks, dude. You see how much it was leaning? Hold on. I don't know how to. Okay, that's kind of tightening up. Okay. I got it on factory settings right now. So I gotta customize it to my loadout, you know? Is that better? Oh, that's better, that's better. All right, you ready? Okay, kid. Oh, jeez. Okay. Whoa. It broke. Well, that was short-lived, wasn't it?
Homemade?
Yeah.
It was.
Hey, just snap.
Yeah, first go.
No.
Bummer, right?
What is it, just like mahogany?
No, this is a species from Costa Rica called Sahanillo wood. Yeah, I do custom woodworking for a living, and so we're filming YouTube videos. And
Yeah.
Wait, you have a YouTube channel?
I do. It's called Outer Woods.
Wow.
Are you
But-
like famous?
Is that outer woods?
Not on YouTube, on Instagram I'm doing all right.
The problem is you didn't have any grip tape on it.
Yeah, that was one of the problems. It's a little slippery, isn't it?
I saw it from far away. Like, what kind of boat is that dude riding?
Did it just snap?
Just snapped almost immediately.
Maybe just, slap some shoe glue.
Yeah, just slap some shoe glue on that. You're good.
Yeah. Well, you guys shred pretty good?
Yeah, turns out the whole family comes here every day.
Yeah, dude.
It looks so cool.
It looks cool, right? It didn't really work very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
My new homegirl Vale even agreed to give me a shredding lesson on her boulder.
Thanks. All right, you ready? Did I do it? Did I make it? We'll give that a thumbs up. All right, I'm gonna try a kickflip.
Okay.
Not quite.
Maybe try an ollie first.
Yeah, let's just try an ollie. Dude, I'm so bad. All right, I'll give it one more try. I need the board to just kind of spin. That's what we're going for. All right. Gosh. Oh, that was pretty close. I got it spinning. There's no way I'm gonna land it.
Wait, now I'm gonna show you.
Do it on this one. Oh, yeah!
Unfortunately, my mentor Vale had to shred on, so she didn't see this happen.
You think that'll do?
All right, this is actually what went down.
Broke it. Broke the other half. All right. Good break in the middle. I don't know. So that went about exactly how I kind of thought it would. It broke at the seams. That's where it was supposed to break. But the other skateboards I've seen being made on YouTube with a similar aesthetic, they didn't have the nose lip and the tail lip. So, we're pushing the boundaries of what's possible on a shredder. One thing I did kind of realize is I think I've entered the territory of getting to that age where you still feel young and you think you're just gonna be able to kind of jump into something and pick it up right where you left off when you were 15. When I was driving up here, I was thinking there's a non-zero chance that I was going to thoroughly enjoy myself skateboarding and actually want to do this more often. But instead I came out here and was just getting absolutely schooled by grade school children. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you have any ideas in the comments how I could make this build better, other things you guys want to see, other improvements. But I do have to go because I legitimately have to go make a table right now. So, yeah.